Hello Nurgul. In this screencast, I will give you feedback to last week's summary. So let's begin. In the video title, the speaker Jeff Bezos, name of the speaker, very good, recommends the points which can be helpful for companies who want to succeed in their field. I like the way you framed it in terms of the business field. Success in business, that's what we're talking about, right? So that's very good. Now the only thing I would recommend is to choose a more argumentative verb. Remember how we say that the first sentence should be expressed argumentatively. So argues that his advice, the tips he shares with future entrepreneurs can be very helpful if they want to succeed in the field, right? Argues that, and then finish the sentence saying more or less the same thing, but you will be saying it more argumentatively, because recommends is just descriptive. So argues that, claims that, asserts that. I think one of these three verbs will force you to write an argumentative first sentence, because that's what the rubric says. Remember, at the end of the semester for the exam, we will grade your paragraph based on the rubric, and one of the first things that the rubric mentions, one of the bullet points that it mentions, is first sentence should be argumentative. Okay. As a successful entrepreneur and creator of Amazon, here we want to use the surname, the last name. Both names is okay, Jeff Bezos, but if you want to use one name, it should be the last name, because if you just use his first name, it makes it sound like you're his friend. Jeff is like your buddy, you know? I know him personally. And also, as far as the reporting verb, we use the present tense. Bezos claims that every job has pieces which you can like, and he recommends to minimize it or them, because pieces is plural and it is singular, so you have to make up your mind. Either this has to be in singular, but I think it should be plural. Aspects, I would say. Pieces is a little bit too informal, so maybe aspects is a good word choice, which you can minimize in your head, which you can like, and he recommends to minimize them. Okay, now that's fine, but the time management is a separate supporting idea. So I think it's best to keep those separate, because minimizing the unpleasant side of your job is one thing. It's completely different than time management. Unless, of course, you want to really connect the two, and then you can say time management can help you minimize the unpleasant aspects of your job. But is that what he's saying? I'm not sure. Right? Just in this way of connecting them just with an and seems a little bit illogical. Why is minimizing the unpleasant parts of your job connected to time management? It's not clear, you see? So either have two separate sentences. First, he recommends that we need to minimize now, by the way, minimize has pieces which you can like. Why would you minimize the pieces that you like? Do you mean to say that you don't like here? See, this is a bit illogical. Every job has aspects which are not very pleasant. I think that's what he says. So you need to rephrase this, which you don't like. Isn't that what he's saying? And he recommends to minimize those aspects. Full stop. Another tip he gives, he also discusses the importance of time management, blah, blah, blah. That could be a separate sentence. So that's one strategy. Another strategy would be, again, you can combine the two, but you have to spell out their relationship. And I don't think that he mentions time management as a way of minimizing the unpleasant sides of your job. So I think you're better off with two separate sentences, and here you obviously need to iron this out, right? Because it's just not logical. Why would you minimize something that you like? So here, this is illogical. So you want to clean that up. And I would recommend just start a new sentence for time management. As a second point, now advise me is like he's talking directly to you. You can assume a plural, maybe advised us or advises the audience. And again, you want to use the present tense. And plus the pronoun advise me personally is just not very suitable, especially in academic English. I mean, he's not really talking to you directly, right? Advises future business owners to find their space, to find what they're passionate about, right? Something like that. Okay, but it's a good point though. That is definitely one of the important supporting ideas he mentions. Jeff Bezos believes that being aware about your passion is a gift. Okay, I think the passion, we've already said enough about it. That's it. You don't need to say anything more. There's no space. You only have 200 words, so you want to move on. Actually, we connect it with just fourth point. Having a dream is necessary. Again here, actually we can connect it. You can make this a lot more brief here. If you want to, you can combine the two if you feel that they're very connected. You can say a second point, Bezos advises future entrepreneurs to find their space, the area which they're passionate about. Full stop. This will also, this is also having a dream. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just trying to find a way to say this more kind of stylishly with fewer words. And I can't find the right way to do it. So you can just use a cohesive device very simply. You can say, furthermore, Bezos mentions the importance of having a dream, something like that. But in a summary like this, we don't really say, actually, we can connect it, because it's more like spoken language, you see? This paragraph should very much be written academic English, and you don't really see that in a short summary. Actually, we can connect it, it's just a little bit informal. Do you see what I'm saying? So just say, furthermore, or a related point. There you go. You can say a related point, or a related point Bezos makes is that young entrepreneurs need to have a dream. So there you go. You can, instead of actually we can connect it with this point, you can say a related point is that, and move on. See? Jeff's, again, Bezos' idea about Amazon comes as a result of his dream about... Now this is just an example. And remember, in this paragraph, we stay away from examples, right? All of this, examples and evidence, they are good material for your evidence paragraph. But for this paragraph, for the summary, we do not include examples. We just focus on the supporting idea. The missing third point. Why the missing third point? I'm not sure. Why is that missing? This is a bit unclear. Not a bit, but very unclear. The missing third point of the speaker is about being resourceful. Finding the solution quickly to overcome the... Yes, he does make that point. I don't know why it's missing though. His fifth point is regarding challenging and practicing. Challenging what? So you need an object here. You need a noun. Challenging and practicing something, right? Challenging yourself and practicing your skills, maybe, you see? There's nouns missing. What we call a grammatical object. which leads to successful results. The next point, the speakers of the speakers. I see. Yeah, well, I don't know about that. It's not really grammatical here. The next point the speaker makes, or the speaker's next point is, that's a way to do it, starting from small, that's again, you mean starting small, maybe? From small just doesn't work. It's not, you cannot just say from and then adjective. Starting small, maybe? That would be an idiomatic way of putting it. Because small things get big as a result. Okay, now this is very vague. What does it mean to say that small things get big as a result? As a result of what? You see how vague this is? Now I understand the idea. He's talking about when you start a business, start small. Because being a small business is more easy to manage, is more manageable, and then let the company expand naturally. Let business take its course naturally until it expands. So that's maybe a way to put it. But here, small things get big as a result. It's just really vague, you see? So you have to be more precise. For somebody who has not seen the video, they should be able to tell what this is about. I know what it's about because I've watched the video, but if I haven't, I wouldn't know what this means. Small things get big as a result, you see? The last 2 points of the speaker are satisfying the customer's wants and taking a big vision on the whole image. Okay, up to here it's fine. But what is a big vision on the whole image? And having a big vision, that's fine. When you start a business. But on the whole image is just, I'm not sure that you even need this. It's just, it's unclear what is on the whole image. I like the idea of combining the two. Sometimes you have to do that because as you are aware, you've already exceeded the limit, so you really have to be very economical and concise. So combining one or two together, that's fine, no problem. Especially related ideas. So we've done a good job here to try and relate the last 2 points. By the way, we use words, not numbers. So the last 2 points like that are satisfying the customer's wants and having a big vision when starting a company, something like that, right? According to the speaker, customer choice has effects on, okay, this one, again, if you have space, you can say, you can find a way to economize on the word count here. But then you'll have to separate it into 2 sentences. You can say, Jeff Bezos, then talks about satisfying customers' wants because that can have an effect on sales. Furthermore, he stresses the importance of having a big vision because a big vision simplifies work, right? Something like that, if you want to do it in that way. Or, I like the fact that you've explained each one, but it's kind of strange to put them together and then in a separate sentence to include the explanation for the 2 of them again together. It's like first sentence mentions 1 and 2, and then this one mentions the explanation for 1 and 2, why they are important. It just, I don't know, it's a bit strange. It's not too bad. It just ends up being wordy. That's the whole thing, and you do have to economize. So that just makes you see. That makes you use more words for this. See, and we don't want that. The last 2 points of the speaker, according to the speaker, so it makes it a bit wordy. Okay, I'm running out of time. There will be a second very short screencast to just wrap this up. Okay.